One of the first major projects that we need to do is to actually take the mast down, take the compression posts out, and replace the steps that's underneath there. It was made out of this mild steel, and it's really, they're rotting away. So we need to do that first. However, we can't get the mast down until later this summer. So until then, we have plenty of other work to keep us busy. The first one is we're going to try to pull all of the old electric out that's no longer used. It's just in the way. I think that's going to make it a lot easier for us to troubleshoot any kind of electrical problems in the future. Plus, it'll give us a really good handle on what's there. We're going to start at the panel here, and then we're going to move our way aft. Right here below this tool chest is where the bulk of the electric runs. So that's going to be our first thing. I figured I'd start off with just a look behind the main panel, just so you can see what we're up against. It's not nearly as big of a rat's nest as what we're used to on our last boat. I mean, the fact is things are relatively organized. There's still probably about 20% of these that don't do anything. They're not connected. They're just laying in a bundle. Or they're connected to the bus bar, but then nothing's connected to the other side. So we want to tear all that out just to make it a lot easier. Now that I've opened up the access panels here, figured I'd show you what I meant about the bulk the electric runs through here. So this is pretty much every single piece comes through here except a few that run forward.
One of the things that we really have started liking about this boat is that the doors, they come off pretty easily. We took off this door so we could get into the navigation panel and all that. One of the things that we're going to work on today is removing the 50 amp service wiring.
Which one, Vicky?
It is this lovely old service cable.
And so the plan is to find where it goes, right?
We're gonna trace it on down and take it on out.
Over here looks about the same, but whatever. However, someone named Vicky destroyed the wall here.
His name was Christopher. You can see his hands in the shot.
That's not true.
One of the other things that we want to work on today is cleaning this up a little bit.
What's wrong with it, Vicky?
It's a hot friggin' mess of wires. We just got back from West Marine because when we were in the battery compartment the other day, we noticed that the cabling for the new starter was incorrectly sized. So we decided to get all upgraded cabling for the starter and the battery, and doesn't it look pretty? We made these.
Several $100s later.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Well, one of the things that we want to do is get all of the inline fuses that are supposed to be right at the battery before everything else. I'm trying to get all those inline fuses in the central place right in the battery compartment. The idea is when we know how many fuses we have that we need to deal with, we're going to have a fuse block, so it's a lot easier to deal with. So I'm moving this one right now, working on that. So normally these, you know, if you put them all in the engine compartment like this, it takes up a ton of space and it's really obnoxious. But I want them all in the same place.
That makes sense.
One of the things my dad always taught me was having the right tool for the job. I figured having a good pair of strippers is a pretty important thing when you're working on electrical.
Christopher!
Well, that's what they're called. So anyways, if you do any kind of electrical terminations in your house or on your boat or whatever, these type are really handy. It'll make your life much easier. So I figured I'd show you. So you just, instead of like those plier crimp ones that you have to kind of just pull, this one you choose the right gauge. This one's 14, and you just kind of put it in there, and it does all the work for you.
Nicely stripped wire.
Mm-hmm. Makes it really easy when you're down in like a weird compartment. It just makes it a lot easier.
Cool.
Yep. All right, now I got to do some butt splicing. Hey, I'm not the one who came up with these terms.
Oh boy, it must have been men.
Probably. The other tool kind of goes in tandem with the other type of stripper, is a ratchet crimper. So it allows you to kind of have a repeatable, very easy crimping process. Since you don't have the plier kind, there's replaceable jaws for all different types of crimping, but this is the standard, 3 different size, etc. So I really like these.
And that, my friends, is a nicely spliced butt joint. We also use the heat shrink connectors, so it is a much cleaner connection, and
it's sealed. It's better sealed.
Yes, better sealed connection because we are on the water. Well, will be.
Yeah.
Anyway.